Okay. All right, so we are going to start out with some 100 dives. Are there any 100 dives that you guys really want to see? So any front dives anybody wants to see? We're going to get there. Front dive straight. Who wants to take that on? Okay, we're saving you for the other one. That's all right. All right, go ahead. We'll do a front dive straight. So 101A. Okay, so what do we think? Did you see a break? Because you can see it from the side. I'm looking kind of at an angle. How about over here? Anybody see a break on it? Okay. All right. What another front dive you may want to see? You want a front 1.5? Which position? Pike? Okay. So I want to take on a front 1.5 pike? Okay. 103B. Okay. All right. Anybody? Comments for her on that pike? Did you see a break? No break? Okay. All right, so we're going to do the same dive. 103B. Okay, what do we got? Okay. All right, some of you are thinking distance? Or some of you thinking distance as well? Okay. 4.5. Yep. At least at the high end, 4.5, right? Because she did have a break in her knees. Okay? All right, we're going to do a 104B. All right, what do we see? She's a little under-rotated, right? So yeah, out of 5. Okay, how about over on that side? What do you guys see? I mean, you guys can throw hands up and tell me scores if you want, because you're way over there. 5.5? Okay, all right. So you want a flying dive? We're going to go for that. It's a 113B. What do we think? All right, so body position needs to be vertical, and Bill, I know you and I have talked about this a lot. Can you do it again? Will you do it again? Do it again. You do it again? Okay. Okay. He's gung-ho. He's great. Yeah, that was, yeah, you didn't get to the fly part. Yeah, the last one you actually attempted the fly part. Yeah, that's all right.
Want me to do it again?
You can, yeah, if you feel like you can right now, we can do it again. All right, 113. So what do you guys think? Yeah. 4? Yep. Yeah, because I know on the, he's probably the closest to that we're going to see in Colorado at this point. Well, I know. That's why we wanted him to do the flying dives. He doesn't normally do them, but he's at least trying them. Okay. Yeah, and then the flying one is actually they come to horizontal and then go into the pike or the rotations. So it is very different with that. Yeah. Mhm. Yep. Yep. Any other front dives? I may see if we can get him to try to do the one somersault. We'll see if we can try that one because that is a little different as far as the way the position of the body needs to be in the air. Okay. Is there another forward dive somebody wants to see that my kiddos can do? Which one? 102A. Who's comfortable with a 102A? So 102 is a 1.5? No. It's a one somersault straight. Okay. All right. If it's, you know what? Here's the deal. If it doesn't work out well, it doesn't matter because we're training, right? Okay. All right. So 102A. Okay. So what do we got? Hands were up. Did she break? Yep. You guys see it on that side where the hands were up? So it's no more than 4.5, right? At least. If she was gonna make a boo-boo, that was a good one to make for us today because she showed us a lot of stuff. So I appreciate that. All right, any other 101s we wanna see? Or 100s we wanna see? (104C)? 2 somersaults? Okay, so 104C. Okay, what will you guys give scores wise? 5s? Okay. Okay, fair enough. Oh, she had a nice tight tuck. Her approach was really nice, right? So we're gonna give some benefit to that. She was a little under when she came out of the tuck, but other than that, like she completed it where she needed to, so looked really good. Do you wanna try the 112? It's only a 1 somersault.
The 1 somersault?
Mm-hmm. The flying one, that's the one that you have to come up here and then do the somersault.
It's just a somersault, not a 1.5.
Yeah, just the one. Do you want to try it?
I can. No guarantees it will be.
It's all right. I have full confidence in you.
We're gonna try.
All right, we're gonna try the 112. We're gonna do C or B? B? Okay. So 112B. Other than your hands being over your head, it wasn't bad.
You said try.
You tried. It was great. Thank you. All right. How about we get into back dives? I'm actually thinking one of the ones that I'm kind of having struggles with lately is a 202A. We get that somersault. A lot of officials. There's another one in the twisters that we'll get to later. But all right, we'll go to back dives. We'll do 202A. Who wants to try it? 202A is back one somersault straight. You told me you could do this one. Huh? I said you told me you could do that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so back dive, one somersault straight. Okay, what do you think? Probably a little bit of a break, just, slightly at the waist. But more or less what that dive should kind of look like is that there's like a pivot point right between, like at their hip or in their middle, and they're just rotating around that. And she did a good job. But that's kind of what we're looking for, is as straight as they can keep it without doing that little bit of a hinge. She had a little hinge, but not as horrible as I've seen for some kids. So that was pretty good. Yeah, we'll do one more. Wait, somebody do one more? Do the 202A? You want to do it? Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. I've got a different angle than you guys do too, so.
Can you repeat what she's saying so we can hear over here?
Yeah, she was just saying the hollow, like in the, you're saying like in her back, right? The hollow. Okay. Did that make sense? Okay. Good. So another 202A. What do you think? She might have been a little far out, but it wasn't bad. She was a little short on it, so we're not getting quite that vertical that we want to look for. But otherwise, that was a good dive. What do you think score-wise? Like throw fingers for me to show me, and not any fingers we don't want to see. But okay, 6, 5, 6. Okay, I think that's fair. All right, any other back dives we want to see? What else you want to see? Back dive straight. Back dive straight. Yeah, very simple. Yeah, I know. Which is back dive straight can be almost the harder dive of anything because you're like trying not to. Nobody wants to get that bounce off the board. All right. Scores from anybody? 4? Okay. Okay. Did you see a break? Okay. All right. She was a little far out, right? A little further away than we probably like to see, but all right. All right. Any other back dives? What do you got? What do you got for a back dive? Yeah.
I can either do 1.5 or 2.5. I had one to neither of them up. So
Do you want to try?
you can tell me which one you
Okay.
want.
Let's do 1.5 then. Okay. So 203. What position are we doing it in? Pike. Okay. 103B.
1?
103B. 203B. I apologize. 203B. You're all right. All right. Fives. What do you guys think? Did you see anything a little far out? Okay. Okay. And I also thought maybe an oscillation or two more than we were looking for. So maybe 5 or 6 oscillations, but not bad. Okay. All right. How about we move on to reverses? Who's comfortable with that? You good with it? What do you want to do? Just a regular, so 301. 302C? Okay. All right, 302C. 302C. Okay, what do we think? 6s or 5.5? Okay, 5.5, 6. Okay. No, it was a pretty good reverse dive. What other reverse dives do I want to see? Which one? 301 pike? Okay. 301? Okay. 301B. All right, so 301B. Okay, what do you think? 6? That's what I was thinking. 6? 6. All right, we're all pretty close on the same area. Any other reverse dives? Okay, we can always do some other ones if we come up with it later. We'll do some inwards, and then we'll get into twisters. I really want to get into twisters a lot today because I think that's where we kind of falter on some of our scorings. So I kind of want to see a little bit more in that, but we'll do some inwards. We just want to do a basic inward first, and we'll go from there. 401B. 401B. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. Yeah. All right, what do we think? 7? Good? Okay. All right, so we're going to do 404C. Okay, what do we got? It's the wrong dive, right? Hands were up. That wasn't an inward, he did a back dive. And that really drove him crazy because he knows the numbers. And so when I called the number, no, it's a 0 because I called a 404C and he did a back dive, 2 somersaults. So it's a 0 dive because it was the incorrect dive. Okay? Okay. Any other inwards we want to see that we don't maybe get to see very often? We will. That'll be next. All right, we'll move on to some twisters then. All right, 5335. Five, three, three, five. It was. He's demonstrating a balk for us, so at the end, yep. All right, what do we think? That was a really nice reverse dive. So scores, and I want you to do it without the balk. What do we give him? We will. That's why I want to get, okay, 7.5, 7. Okay, so with the balk, we then would take 2 points from everybody's score. Okay? So gives him like 7s, or goes down to 5, 5.5, things like that. All right? All right. 5211A. 5211A. $52.11. Yep, it's only a half twist. But she did it. But she did a somersault. Yeah. Yep. You're right. You added a somersault, but you're good. Oh. No, that was a happy mistake that she made, because we talked about 52.11 and she did a 52.21. Okay, we're going to do another 52.11. $52.11A. He's very well trained, so to do it manifestly off the board was not something he could manage to do. But that was what he was trying to do. He was trying to keep those feet kind of glued to the board a little bit, but I think that kind of screwed him up. Other twisters you guys want to see?
Obviously, a lot of you have seen on back dive half twist, the right from the board. We want to make sure they have a takeoff before the twist.
D122, free position, and that is a front, 1 twist, 1 somersault.
Front somersault, full twist. Of course, one thing I'm watching for is where her arms were. If they're above shoulders or both, I didn't think so either. I thought it was fine.
All right, 403C, which position? C? Okay. Yes, that's right. Duh, you just told me that. Yeah. All right. So this is an inner 1.5 somersault.
What'd you notice? Yep. Good size crow hop. Otherwise, very straight takeoff. Beautiful dive otherwise.
All right, 105B, forward 2.5 somersaults pike.
Again, with Carson, the biggest thing you notice is the power that he puts into the board, which should also be rewarded. Big straight takeoff, nice ride on the board. Entry did not score out as well as he would have liked. Ideally, they want to enter the water straight, or at least near to, because they're coming out of a pike position, to the point that when they get in the water, they're going to pop their hands to clear the water, clear an air pocket. This is an air pocket in their hand. They're trying to make a pop. This takes the hit as opposed to the palm of their hand. So when they hit the water, they pop away the water, creates an air hole for them, sucks the water down with them. As they curl under, that's when you see the no splashes. Yeah, yes. Obviously, he had a little too much pike going in, so he ended up with we used to call it short long. He's going a little short, and his legs wash the water long because he's trying to get straight. It's a little out of his control.
All right, this is a 101B forward dive, just a regular forward dive. Okay, we don't see this very often, but yes, zero dive because, because they did the double bounce on it. And again, I'm like, he's over here laughing at me when I'm asking him to do it, and I'm like, yes, we're teaching you bad habits right now. I apologize for that. But yes, so it's a safety thing with that, and they can only have the 1-2 foot landing when they're coming in to do that hurdle approach to take off the board. 5122D. That is a forward 1 somersault half twist.
Well, it was 5122 though.
Oh, I thought you said 5121.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I heard it right either. So if you heard it right.
5221. That's what I meant to say. I apologize.
Okay, so she said 21. You're right.
Okay, the next one's going to be a 5231. It's a back 1.5 somersaults half twist. If you want to talk about it, you can talk about it.
So obviously we have a balk. Otherwise, she cleaned up the dive fairly well, but when we're trying to get into the trick, we want to separate the jump from the trick. So when we try and combine the two, that's where you see it either over-rotate, under-rotate, little of each, under-over. And that's why her arms are a little out. Instead of up reach, wrap the twist over the top. Looks more dynamic. You've seen some of the nicer ones.
All right, next one is a 304B. That's a reverse dive, 2 somersaults. It was supposed to be pike, but he also did more somersaults. So he he did it in tuck, right? But he did 2.5 somersaults instead of just the 2 somersaults. A little harder to catch, but the half somersaults are going in head first, right? So, but we did that on purpose, so. 5111. All right. 5111A.
I will comment real quick on reverse optionals. Watch the board work for hips. Hips from the board, especially on reverses, is when they get dangerous. That's when they tend to come.
All right, 5111A. Front dive, half twist. Do we think he was over-rotated? Do we think he
How
was
many?
under-rotated? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was hard.
How much more did he end up doing, right? And
Yeah.
one of the things I did like is you did see separation from the top of that for the set for the twist, as opposed to, we've all seen the right off the board corkscrew.
Okay, 5122, front dive, one somersault, one twist.
Yeah, that was good. Everything was met.
All right. We are going to do 5235. It's a back 1.5 somersault, 2.5 twists. And he hasn't warmed it up, so we're just hopeful.
Was that 5? We're counting oscillations on that one. I don't think it was too bad. He did have a little lean on his takeoff, which is why the entry was out and why it went in a little short. But otherwise, it's a lot of dive.
Okay, 5124D, forward, one somersault, 2 twists. What was that? 5124. I do like the fact they went off to the side of the board.
That's what I wanted to point out. It's very subjective whether he had a square stop. Did he stop his shoulders? Was he still twisting into the water? That's the question.
And I believe he's also a little bit off the side of the board, a little bit. We might have been able to see it better over here than on that side. But I think he was off to the side a little bit, so. 402C, inward one somersault.
I love the top, it was great, but she had over-rotated a little bit. That's why the defensive hands came up. Wasn't above her shoulders, but it showed she wasn't in the position she ideally wanted to be in.
All right, 201B. So back side, pike.
Yeah, I loved how strong the legs came up into the pike. That was a big deal. Yeah, if you want to walk for a crow hop, yeah.
All right, we're going to do another flying dive. 113C. Forward flying 1.5 somersault.
Right?
Yeah.
Too much feedback. Another flying example. I'll let you decide where the horizontal was met on that one. The tuck was obviously a little open.
All right, 305 tuck, reverse 2.5 somersaults in the tuck position. And he's actually going to do this dive this time.
As a coach, the biggest thing I'm looking for on any of those reverses is a nice straight full takeoff because it keeps them safe. We don't want to see him leave early, lead with the knees, lead with the hips out of position. That's when it gets dangerous. That took off very safe. He finished a little late, pulled hard, but it was a little overwash, obviously.
All right, we're going to do a 5-2-2-5. It is a back dive, 1 somersault, 2.5 twists. Yeah. Did you guys see that over there? He actually continued to keep his arms across his chest. He actually did really well and kept both of them there. But yeah, so that we're gonna call that one. Okay, make sure we got it's no more than 2. So, all right, 51-22. Forward dive, 1 somersault, 1 twist. All right, we're going to do 54-21. It's an inward 1 somersault, half twist. Just knock it in there. Just knock it in there. Just knock it in.
No.
No, that's why I asked if anybody did an inward twist because we don't see it very often. So
Yeah.
it was kind of nice to be able to see that. 204B, back 2 somersaults pike. It's okay. We were actually talking about that kind of thing earlier. So we were kind of talking about that, right? We were kind of talking about that earlier, where they're not quite out of that as they're coming into the water. So it's kind of what we were seeing just now. All right, 101 B, forward dive pike. Yep, no more than 2 because we had to change in position. Okay? All right. I am not going to give you numbers because the kids are just going to do their best dive or the dive that they like to do the best. And we're going to have them perform them for us. All right, whoever's going first, rock, paper, scissors, it out. Let's go. Do you do an inward? You do an inward pike, right? Yeah, do that. Do that. I love that dive.
I think they were just going to do it, but
You did. You did. The hardest ones for us to judge. Because, I mean, not me. I like watching the pictures and when they're really good.
all right, I'll be overly critical on this. Obviously, her hips went
I
slightly
love being able to
back,
score them
which
well.
left her with a little bit of an open pike. If she had a
gotta
stronger
look-
straight jump
yep.
that would have drove her hips up, forced her body down onto her legs for a tighter pike.
An inward pike is my favorite. If you can get it well, I score it well.
Good. That was inward dive performed with an open pike. As a coach, I'd love to see a stronger, more held set. Again, that would leave her hips to go up more, forcing her chest down on her legs, a little tighter pike. Her hips went back just a hair, leaving it a little open. Her arms swam through it a little bit instead of a set and drop. This is where you can tell a lot from the board work. I'm guessing he intended a different dive. He had so much forward momentum going on the board, his arms never got to do a press, so he just did this and threw into a 1.5. But you can read a lot from a takeoff.
You like to ride the board.
That's what
You
that's so far.
like to dive. But you know what? I like to see that because there's so many times that you have dived.
Pretty strong. She had a nice ride. I love how high she gets her knee in her hurdle. And she took off again a little forward on the hips, so it went out and was a little open for her entry.
And you like hung there. For a minute. You like hung there for a minute and then you went in.
Yeah, we're gonna retry this one. Yeah. I really want to see it really,
Now, forward 1.5 full, we're taught that it's free position, but did anybody see the half tuck in there? The legs breaking at the knees? It's not a mandatory deduction, but it is not a rewarding area either. Reverse 1.5 straight, that's a big trick. That's a good example of what we were talking about earlier with the hollowness.
Anybody else want to do one? Okay. I figured getting him on the board, we wanted to get him off it.
That happens. Again today, that's a pretty easy dive for Carson, but he had an overreach and a slight lean on it, so it went out, which is where a lot of that wave on the entry comes in with his legs.
You want to do another one? Okay.
Not bad. Ended up pretty good, but we are combining a little bit of that motion. Remember, we want a separation between the jump and that set, as opposed to right into it.
I asked him if he'd see if he could get it close to the board just because I want people to have an idea. And he's like, I'm going, no, I don't feel good about doing it. Don't do it. I'm like, just be safe. Yeah, he's being safe. It's all good.
We were challenging board distance there, so he was a little trepidatious about that
Yeah.
one, which is good.
Yes. All right. Girls, did you want to do any others?
It'll be fun. I'll leave it at that.
You can. You can. You kind of seem like, I don't know. Yeah, repeat something you wanted to do, that you like to do. I don't care. Yeah. Yeah.
You already did back optionals. What? Yeah, they'll say you already did back optionals.
Should I do double twister?
Yeah, let's do a double twister.
She took off on that corner, which was actually kind of good.
She completed the dive well. I would love to get a bigger score. She would have to be stronger on that takeoff, on that stretch.
Yeah, she came
Which
off
is probably
in that
why she
corner.
took
Yes,
off
why
that
she
way.
was off, yeah.
Oops, I almost fallen.
Brett ends up in the pool.
I'm not sure if the dip in the water made a difference in his lean, but he had a little lean. Everything else was great about the dive. It just pushed it out a little bit.
Do you want to do another one? Okay. All right. Are you guys good? All right. Yeah, I think. No. If there's no other dives anybody would like to see, I think we've had these guys for about an hour in doing dives for us. So if you guys would thank them for us for coming out to help us out today, they were awesome. And we look forward to seeing all of you in the upcoming 24-25 season, guys. Good luck this season. All right, any questions or anything from anybody? Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to go home. So thank you all for coming out and for hanging around to see this wonderful group of kids dive today.